You heard it, and today, another Minecraft video. My Doc M impersonation. I think it's pretty good. I'm getting better at it anyway. So, I logged on, and what do I find? A sign that says enjoy. This is a gift from NC Stumbo. And first, let's do a little bit of background. In my last video, you saw the conclusion to my epic caving trip with Ivan64. And that took a really long time to post. It was like almost 2 hours of footage and a month of posting. So, in the month that I was posting that footage, I was still playing the game. And so I didn't record a lot of it because I didn't want my recording to be a month ahead of what I'm posting. And that is so that you, the viewers, can respond and be relevant when you respond. And it's not something that happened way in the past for me, because I will be more likely to pay attention and listen to what you have to say and change things if you have suggestions. But the other night I was playing, I'm going to show you what I was doing. I was over this way, and I was dying a lot, and I lost some pretty good armor. We are on 1.4, and that means I had made a couple of efficiency 5 diamond picks, a sharpness 5 sword, a power 5 bow, yeah, some pretty good gear, and I lost it all. Absolutely lost it. So he was a very nice person. He gave me some awesome helmets, feather falling boots, pretty good swords, some good iron gear here. My first ever silk touch shovel. I've had an axe and a pick before, never a shovel. Very excited to use that. I'm just gonna leave it there though. So let's gear up a little bit. Don't need that. I want that. So let's throw those on, and let's head this way. So, most of you probably follow Circaz, and we are currently watching him and Peatman 1000 build, or I am currently. He just posted today the video where they're building the Krafters Ender farm. Ender. And that is an amazing mob trap. However, I have mentioned before that I am a student, and I spend a lot of time AFK farming. That's so that I can both get ahead in the game and complete school. So I can study and sit there and collect things. Hey, how's it going? And it ends up working out pretty well. So the only problem with that setup is that I can't have a mob farm that is really, really fast because I have to continuously be playing. So we're here in my cave, and I have assembled a slow farm. I think this is also courtesy of NC Stumbo, the mycelium here. But I found 2 cave spider spawners that were very close to each other. And so in the last month I have been working to create a spawner, and we're going to go through a grinder rather, and I'm going to take you through my process of building this, because you didn't get to see it, and there's a lot of redstone development and a lot of things that went on in my thinking that helped me grow. So yeah, we're just gonna do this here. So here's the inside. I was riding on the first these are kind of on a walkway up there, and I just took my pick and cleared out the whole room. And initially, this was shaped differently. This is kind of the third rendition, but the simplest is the best. So what happens is you shut off the lights, they spawn. These water streams don't really do much. All they do is ensure that mobs don't get trapped in the corners. So they get pushed towards the middle, then this way, right? And initially I was having a huge trouble stopping them from climbing up this wall to the very top, because for some reason, if you're low relative to the spawner, they want to climb up. If you're high relative to the spawner, so if I was walking around up above the lights, their tendency for some reason is to track down. Most of them would probably be on the floor. You can see this in Doc M's recent world tour, where his collection spot is above where he traps them, because every time he walks up to the spawning level, they all go down, and every time he walks down to kill them, they all go up. I don't know what it is about them, but I figured that out the hard way. So what happens is, since I'm low, they'll want to crawl up. And so they'll come here, and I have a gap here that they cannot jump, right? They'll come down into the trench, and if this was open, this block would be here. And they're all going to try to climb up to get me. And they can't because they hit the ledge, and they can also track me through walls, so they walk this way and get funneled into that block right there. And here's some redstone wiring here. I'm not going to show you how this works right now. I think after I show you this whole area, I'll pop into a creative world and I'll go over some of the wiring that I use here, because I really enjoy it. And I haven't done any redstoning in this series so far, so we'll do some redstoning. So when this is up, it's open. They all channel into here. It closes from the bottom, so it pushes all of them up into that block. This button will crush them till they have, I think it's two hits left, 2 or 3. It's the light switch. I'm not going to turn it off because it'll spawn immediately. It's like 2, and that's because I was losing a lot of them because they were dying when I crushed them. For some reason, when they crawl up, and when there's a ton of them, so say I want to get 30 levels and I let 300 of them build up, I crush them, and then, you know, by the time I'm done crushing, there's only 200 left because, you know, a third of them have died. And because I'm not going to be sitting here punching them, again, this is to have the most amount of studying time possible between harvesting and gaining XP and enchanting and everything. So I have my damage potions here. I have a brew stand. If you flip this switch, there's water in the back. And then all of my ingredients are up here. So you come back to this corner, throw your potion, kill all the spiders, and so now all of your stuff is trapped in here. Alright? That's where this button comes in. You press that, the floor lowers. You can hop in, gather all of your items, and jump out when you reach 30, and XP, conveniently enough, I couldn't find that word, conveniently enough, cannot track you through a fence post. So when you're up here, there's no way it can get to you. The second you jump down, you're collecting. So collecting, you hit 30, jump out, it's still in there. You can go enchant, collect the rest of it, keep going. So in order to make this even more efficient and self-sustaining, well, I guess first, this is just a well, I just fit a crafting table. You get all 30 levels. That's good. I have an anvil over here. That's that. Very, very simple. Over here is what makes it more self-sustaining, and that is the damage potion farming. So we have netherwort growing. We have a supply of sand, and yeah, that just magically pops out of the wall like that. That's so that we can get glass and make bottles. And then in here, I haven't been here enough. Oh, there's one right there. This is where my mushrooms are growing. Half slab so that I can keep it dark. And there is a button here. If you press it, it'll push all of the mushrooms to the front. Just grab it like that. Beautiful. So that is the farm, and I think I will probably cut the recording right here in editing. I'll just let a few spiders build up and show you the full operation. So see you in a little bit. Oh, the sound. That sound is terrible. Anyway, well, I'm back here. I have 145 of them, it appears. So I'll turn on the lights, stop them from spawning, close the gate, crush them. Some of them will still die. I just can't get rid of that. Grab an image. Instant damage. Kill them up here. Down to 10 frames per second. And here, this is the part that I'm most proud of. Not because of the wiring per se, but I think it's a very elegant solution to collecting XP. As you can see, it can come through the corner here, but once I jump out, it stops and it can't get me. So yeah, overall I'm pretty happy with it. I think what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna hop over to my creative world and I'll do some tutorial, I guess. It's not really a tutorial, most of you will know how to do these circuits anyway. But I'm gonna show you the ones that I used and why I use them, just so that we can get some redstone in our lives. I feel like I haven't done any of it on camera, so yeah, I'll show you what I did. There are two circuits that I really like in this because they're ultra compact. Pretty much all of it is below the floor, and there's no block here you can break and put anything underneath because it's all redstone wire. So, I guess, yeah, I'll log off and see you in the creative world. Here we'll start out. The most simple thing I did for this grinder was the gate, and that, you know, anyone can do that. It basically looks like this. So if you can imagine yourself in the room, well, this actually goes up one more block, but this is on the wall next to it, just kind of circles around. And okay, so next we'll do the floor that drops down, and for that we'll go like that, put a piston there. And I ran into a few challenges on this one because of the situation that I was in. And so let's say this is our floor right here that I'm building. Right, and here's the wall. And the problem was that the spiders fall into the trench here. Right, and there's a ledge. And this is the, you know, this is, I can't go out any further than this block to the side, because this is glass here on this block. So Well, let's just do it. Grab some glass here. So that's glass, right? The actual grinder. But that only lasts down to this block. And then it goes back one, right? So I was kind of restricted, and because of some other reasons, I couldn't have anything. Yeah, it was hard to fit it in there. So what I ended up doing, there is a button. Let's get a button right there, and there's a piston right there, I believe, if I put that on the right block. Yeah, there we go. And I think what I really just wanted to do was, yeah, there's a block there. These are blocks in the actual thing. I didn't want this sticking out of the wall, I think, is essentially the thing. Yeah, I guess I could have done this differently, but no, there's something else. There must have been something else right in there. There's a reason I did this. Can't remember. But it's kind of like that. Whoop. And then there's a block here with some redstone coming off of it. And then it goes into one of my favorite circuits. This is just a very elegant T flip-flop. So we have our monostable circuit here. And then we put our flip-flop on it. Oh, no, that was not that block. And this comes back and, oh, it's right there. Oh, there we go. Powers that. So, very small, very compact. I don't remember why I had to do this whole thing with the piston under the button, but there was some restriction on the back end of this block that I couldn't just bring a wire out, so I had to kind of bring it down like that. So, very simple, very elegant. This is a fantastic, versatile T flip-flop. So this is small. You can put this piston facing any way off of the output of this torch. And that made it easier to just bring it back, right? Because the rest of the floor is here. So that meant I didn't have to make a loop of redstone. My T flip-flop actually turned the signal around for me. Okay, next I'll show you how I built the crusher. So to do that, we'll put a sticky piston, my crusher block here, and we'll do, yeah, that's fine. We'll put the button on this block and draw some power out of it. Put a block here and a block right in front of it, and this is just going to be a simple monostable circuit here, right? Just like that. And what I'm going to do here is I actually want to put a repeater here because there's going to be other redstone that interferes with this block. And we'll put two here, two here, two here, and connect all of them together. And then off of this torch right here, put two repeaters and redstone like this. And then we'll set all of these to full. Although in my actual crusher, I have 2 of them set, down, just to delay it, or to diminish it a little bit. So the output is going to be off of this torch right here, and this block right here. So we'll do that, and there we go. So now when I hit this, it should just be out and have tons of delay on it. So how this works is when I hit it, you can see that power goes 2 ways right at first. We power this block and it goes immediately through, and so depowers the torch, depowers this, depowers a block, that torch turns on our piston. Very easy. When this torch turns on, it also turns on this repeater and loops back to here, which again turns this block on, turns this torch off, turns the dust off, turns that on, carries through. Okay. Then the other thing that happens right away is that this delay starts going. So this delay goes this way, around, powers the block, which turns this off, right? When this gets here, it turns that off. But it powers a block, which turns this on, which powers the piston. So it's kind of funny how it works. This first section of this monostable circuit, very clever. And the first, half of your delay in the circuit is running off of this torch, and the second half is running off of this repeater powering this block. So you kind of, in a way, get like 1.5 to 2 times the delay that you would in a comparable monostable circuit with the same number of repeaters. So, that did not work. I'm going to do that again. I was trying to push a button and fly up so that you could see it. Yeah. So, that's how that works. Actually did not create this circuit myself. I saw it, Generic B used it in the Redstone Academy, and I loved it, and it's probably what I'm going to use most of the time if I need to add delay to something, because it's small, it's resource efficient, it does use a lot of repeaters, but anything that you do that's going to be a monostable circuit with a lot of delay to crush something is going to be a lot of repeaters. It's a lot less than it could be. So very, very clever design. I don't know who made it first, but it wasn't me. I just use it. And yeah, very good. So we have what do we have? Right here we have the gate up and down. This was the floor with the transitioning power and the T flip-flop. Very simple. And we have the crusher. Okay, and we'll finish off my tutorials with my sand generator. And this is not originally my design, but the tutorial that I watched to learn how to make it was terrible. It's actually fairly simple, so I'm going to redo this tutorial. So basically, I'll start with the output, right? So let's say we want our gravel or sand or whatever it is to land right here. Well, let's start actually with that being the sticky piston. So we'll have a sticky piston here. We'll have a wire here which will power this piston from both sides. We'll put 2 repeaters leading into blocks that will be into that line. So we'll put blocks here, both behind and on top, and the iron can be just kind of like an over there. It can be a generic block, and these two will be pushed down to power this. So we need sticky pistons right there, and right there. They'll be powered via that repeater there, and this one here. And on these bottom two, give that a 2-tick delay. Now we need to put a torch here and here, and a block on top of that, and that will transfer power through that repeater to that piston. Okay, very good. Next, these will be driven by a clock, so we're going to put a piece of redstone just there, 2 torches here, piston with a block attached, and off of that block we'll put a repeater with 2 ticks. That's 2. Off of that repeater we'll put a piston, redstone torch underneath the block attached to that piston, block behind that, block behind this piston. Okay, so this block is transferring power through this repeater into this piston, which will, when this is powered, this will extend, and then this block will complete the signal from the torch below it to this block, which will power this piston, which will push this out after it goes back in, and the clock will be connected. There we go. And as you can see, it is, when it's over here, powering this. Very good. We'll put a torch here just to keep it quiet. Now, if we put redstone across this block to here, this is now part of the system. Sorry. And now we can go up. So put a block on top of that piston, transfer it over to here, and just carry that through to that piston. And as you can see, we're now right on top of our sticky piston that we initially placed. We can put a regular piston facing outwards, 2 repeaters, and connect it down to this line. Now, this system is powered on by default, so this block right here is going to be where we put our switch. It's kind of inconvenient that it's on the back, so you could change the orientation of this however you want, but basically what you're going to want to do is use a lever, or I suppose you could probably also use a button and a T flip-flop, and you're going to want to power that on so that when that's on, it's off. Yep. We'll throw some sand in it, and it's going to fall right here unless you want to do it like I did and have it fall on the other side of a wall, and then you can stick your torch right there, and voila, there is a very simple sand generator. I like it. It's 4 wide, 5 tall if you count the torches in the floor, and I don't know, you can fit it pretty much anywhere you want to. So there you have it. Okay, so I looked into how long this episode is, and it's kind of getting up there in length, and my last one was really long, and so I've decided to just do a very, very quick update, and then I'll be signing off. I've done a lot of work up here. As you can see, there is a hill missing. This is going to be my own personal house. I have been on this server for like more than a year. That was terrible. I've been on this server for more than a year, and I still am homeless. I'm living out of a cave, and I figure it's time to have a house. I have a sweet design in mind, and we're going to do that next episode. What you see going on over here is my plans for what the series is going, some of what the series is going to entail, and that is me fulfilling a dream and building my own city, my own village, Tomville, T-Dogville. I suppose I shouldn't really say my name, as if you didn't know what T stood for. Yeah, right here I have done some village purifying in my zombie grinder. I put in a few doors in a feeble attempt to get them to breed. It appears that not only have they not bred, but there's only one left. Huh. That's bad news. What happened? What? I sealed you guys in. It's the same dude. Villagers don't like die on their own, do they? Anyway, I'll have to do some more purifying, I suppose. And I have one road in here. I don't know about how narrow this is. I might widen it. And I have this, which is a pretty good place for a portal. It's going to be kind of the center of where everything branches off from. There may be some, like like small towns. They have like those main streets where all the businesses are like kind of two or three story buildings, and they're all like right next to each other, kind of like a storefront area. I'm going to have that here. And on the other side, there's a nice little pond here, and there's an awesome ravine here that I will be building across, like bridges and doing cool stuff with. I don't know exactly all that will entail yet, but that's cool. And I have a bridge right here that I've set up that will connect the two sides of this pond. And I'm going to somehow incorporate that water over here with this water over here, and water that actually is beyond that. And the village or the city is just gonna kind of be along it. Try to get some cool, innovative building and designing going on. I'm gonna build some big buildings, some smaller buildings. Yeah, that's what it's gonna be like. I realize this isn't an original idea. Like every fifth person who plays Minecraft is making a village or a city, but hopefully, the designs that I make and the things that I do with it are interesting and cool enough to warrant me doing it, because that's what I want to do. And ultimately, I'm doing this for pleasure and enjoyment and having fun. So that's a little bit about what the rest of the series will look like. I don't think I have much updates other than that. Oh, I'm wearing my fire suit currently. That's not fire protection, but everything else is. Oh, we have been working in the Nether. A bunch of us, spearheaded by Peteman1000, of course. Trying to find, or to, not to find, but to set up a good wither skeleton spawning area so that the server can collect wither skulls, so that we can get that all important wither skull fight that everybody wants to see since 1.4 and has seen, I guess, a lot. Maybe you don't want to see that anymore. Anyway, yeah, so hopefully we'll do some Krafters server wide wither fighting, and you will definitely have me personally fighting the wither. I'll try to make that interesting. I don't think I'm gonna do quantity over quality. Yeah, I'm not gonna fight a bunch of them on camera, but I'll try to make it fun in some way. So yeah, you'll see that when it comes. But that's it. We'll have the village and the city going here. We'll have the wither stuff going on, and we'll have other bigger, better redstoning things happening as well. And we'll have King of the Ladder up here, which will get better. I'm working on ideas and ways to improve that, ways to randomize that in a way that can make it really fun. I'm thinking blocks that pop out when you're close to the side. Thinking things like water streams that will be falling down that you could potentially get into and then back out of, or that could wash you to the ground. Yeah, I think I can do a lot of things to make that a lot of fun. And of course, the big idea is the pig racetrack, which I will be working on as well. I'm scouting out locations for that on the Krafters map, which is, oh, thank you, Sirkaz. It is up again. If you guys want to check out what we crafters look like, what we're building, go to map.crafters.us. I'll put a link in the description, and you can find me up here north of spawn a long ways. Here. Oop. There we go. So you can look at my coordinates there and come find me. Yeah, that's about it. This will wrap up this episode. I know I've done a lot of recap of what I've already done. Not doing a whole lot of new things besides showing you the redstone that went into the spider trap, which was fairly simple, fairly easy. All of you can do that in your sleep, I'm aware of. But sometimes it's fun to watch other people do things as well. And hopefully I can explain things well in case you've seen it before and haven't understood it. Okay, well, with that, I will let you guys go. Bye.